Hi everyone and welcome to Trail Grazers, where we focus on great food on the trail. And guess what? We're on the trail, so we're pretty excited. We are here at Coral Pink Sand Dunes State Park in southern Utah, where the sand is pink. And our campground is just right here behind some stationary dunes. You can tell they're stationary because they have plants all over them.
And they don't move.
And duh.
See?
So as you can see, Jim is in fine form. He hates to be in front of the camera, but he's a smart mouth behind the camera.
Stationary dunes, immovable.
So we are going to share with you something that we do when we camp. Now, usually when we camp with our trailer, and we usually stay 3 nights, which is 4 days, parts of 4 days. And we do a chicken meal that works for 3 days. We call it 3-day chicken for camping. Or sometimes we just shorten it to 3D chicken. We've had a lot of wind, so my hair has been styled by Mother Nature today. So forgive that. And besides, I'm camping. So you start with a roasted chicken. You can do like we are going to do, and we're going to use our Cobb grill. You can use any grill that you may have. And you can do a rotisserie chicken or a roasted chicken right at camp. Well, we were gifted this rotisserie set by the president of Cobb. As we have mentioned, he sent us a gift box. This is not anything we would have purchased for ourselves. We would have just done a roast chicken, or I would have picked up a rotisserie chicken at Costco, because you can do the same thing whether you do it at home and bring it with you or whether you do it at camp. But it's a whole chicken. So we're going to show you how we do our rotisserie chicken on the Cobb, and we will be using it for 3 meals on 3 days. So Jim is going to take us through that. We have practiced 2 or 3 times, Jim?
3 times.
I think that we have it nailed. One of the most difficult things for us, because we have not ever done rotisserie type chickens before, was getting that darn bird trussed. Oh my goodness, the first time we tried it, it was just a disaster. And I watched lots of YouTube videos, and everybody does it a different way, and everybody says this is the easiest way to do it. We scrapped all of that, and we just invented our own way. Believe me, it's nothing spectacular. We just have that bird trussed down so it's not going to flop around on the spit. So I'm going to take over the camera, and Jim is going to talk us through what he's going to do with the Cobb.
We need to light the charcoal. And what we have in here is 3 pieces of cotton. We have 3 cotton balls with petroleum jelly on them to go ahead and ignite the charcoal.
Jim, if I could interrupt for just a second. Someone asked that since Vaseline or petroleum jelly is a petroleum product, does that taste get into the meat?
No, not that I've seen.
Well, no, it doesn't, because the cotton balls and the Vaseline are completely consumed before we ever put the meat on.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and light the cotton balls. And you can see they're burning. We put the charcoal on, the tin charcoal. And one of the things we're going to do is go ahead and put our chimney on, which we find was very fantastic. It is a great windbreak, and it fits around the charcoal holder. And before long, probably about 15 minutes or so, we'll be able to go ahead and put the chicken on. We are ready to go ahead and take the chimney off and look at the charcoal. The charcoal looks fantastic. And there may be a time later on where we have to add more charcoal, but we'll see what happens there.
We may even add a chunk of once used cobblestone if we need to.
Okay.
Because we've got one in the used charcoal bin.
Okay. And we've got our... Okay, we just put the grill grid on, and we're putting the the dome on. I'm going to close it down a little bit to be able to get more heat. And then we'll go ahead and introduce our chicken that is barbecued and has, you know, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and that kind of thing. Okay, so when it gets ready, we'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. The heat inside the dome is ready for us to go ahead and put the extension and the rotisserie on. It's starting to sizzle. Okay, and that's what it looks like for the rotisserie. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape the way we ended up trussing it up. It's not too bad.
No, yay.
So we'll put the dome back on and close it down some, and we will be back in an hour and a half.
All right, so along with our rotisserie chicken, what we are going to have this evening is some potato salad. This is freeze-dried potato salad. We're going to do a complete video on freeze-drying potato salad at a later time. And I did it on one quick video, I think, but some of you may have missed that. But this is what it looks like.
Good shot.
And I'm just going to add water, and then I'm going to stick it up in the freezer so that it will really get cold. It does better when it's cold. One of the things that we have learned about this potato salad when we reconstitute it is that the green onions don't do well rehydrated. They stick in your teeth. They're little flat pieces that stick in your teeth, and that's no good.
They're crunchy, sometimes real leathery.
Mostly just leathery like strings. And so we're going to change that when we do our video. We're going to use not green onions, we'll use regular onions. And so it rehydrates just almost instantly. One of the things that I did this time, because we're going to be going out several times this summer, which is something we have never done before, I'm trying to think of ways of being more efficient and have greater efficacy in everything. I did quite a bit of prep at home, so I would not have to fill up our refrigerator with ingredients that I chop in little pieces and then take the bigger pieces back home and put them back in the refrigerator. So I did a lot of prep at home, and I'm using freeze-dried and canned goods. Our home canned beef stew is on the menu for our 3-day stay here, and dried eggs, things like that we're going to do in the morning. So our refrigerator, which is usually crammed, has a lot of space in it, which will mean that it will cool better. This is going in the freezer for probably about an hour until the chicken is done, and we'll be back with our dinner.
Give you a report on what's going on. About halfway through, I came out to look at the bird, and what we found was that it was just flopping all over the place. We had to go ahead and take it off, retruss it, and put it back on. But we also had to put more charcoal in. We ended up putting part of a cobblestone in, as well as charcoal, relit it, and again had to go ahead and reposition the bird. But we also ended up putting the lid back on, the dome back on, and found that it was getting too hot. We had to remove the plate. What plate?
The grill plate.
We had to remove the grill plate, and we took off the dome. So here we are right now, and it should be close to being done. Pam took the temperature a little while ago, and it was, what, 125 to 140, something like that. So 145, let's see. What are we talking about for poultry?
165.
165, so it's close. And I think it looks pretty good. A little burned, but
And that's just the skin.
yeah, that's what I was.
Right
Yeah,
off.
that's what I was going to say.
And if you look down in there, you can see the slits in the half of a cobblestone, and you can see why it does such a great job of heating.
Okay, we'll be back in a little while.
Here is the finished product. This is our evening meal. So we each have a drumstick and a thigh, some potato salad, green salad, some avocado dressing, and a fruit bowl. What do you think, Jim?
I think it looks pretty good. Took
Ooh, I
a
do
while.
It smells fantastic. So this is day 1 of our 3-day chicken, and we will share the rest with you tomorrow. Well, it is day 2 of our 3-day chicken, and you might be able to see that I am taking the chicken apart. So I'm going to be putting the good parts of the skin. I'm not going to take the burned skin, but the good parts of the skin and the bones and other leavings in this pot. And then I'm going to be putting the breast right here in this bowl. The chicken that we had last night was very, very good. This is still a little bit too burned.
So one of the problems we have right now, one of the reasons for all the stuff around is it's really windy out here today. And we need to have the tablecloth held down so we have a whole bunch of different weights, to use that as a term.
Okay, I have enough breast. I'm going to leave the rest of the meat, skin, and bones in this pot. And then what we are going to do is turn this into chicken salad, and that's what we're going to have for lunch in just a few minutes. And this, I'm going to add some celery and onion and carrot to this and some water, and we are going to simmer this inside the trailer on the burners in there for probably a couple of hours, making some broth, and then we will make soup for this for lunch tomorrow. So that is our 3-day chicken. So we'll show chicken salad to you a little bit later. Also, we'll show the soup to you, but it will go in the refrigerator tonight, and then we'll just warm it up on the stove in there for lunch tomorrow. So, see you in a little bit. All right, so we're just about to finish up both of these. I have diced up the chicken. I have half of an apple in here and a couple of stalks of celery. So I'm just going to add some mayo. This is one ingredient that I usually bring with us rather than making this ahead of time. I can't make it ahead of time because we start with a raw chicken. And some pepper. And salt.
And some wind.
Yeah, plenty of wind. And give it a little splash of lemon juice.
That was quite a splash.
Yeah, I know.
All over the place.
I missed. I hit the tablecloth. And then we'll stir this together. Sometimes I'll put pineapple in instead of apple. Oh, here comes the wind again. Woo! All right, I'm just going to grab a little bite and see how it is. Little salt. All right, this is ready. And then to finish up the soup, you'll notice that I have chunks of carrots and big pieces of celery. These are the aromatics. Along with this onion, I'm just going to cut the root end off. Looks like a little bad spot right there. Well, we're flooding the desert with onion pieces.
Looks like another bad piece.
Yeah. And I usually just leave the skins right on because they give a nice color and flavor. I'm going to head into the trailer and we're going to dish up our lunch. I'm going to add water and get this on the stove, and we'll be back a little bit later after we've had lunch and this has simmered for a couple of hours. We will take out all of the, well, I'll show you when we get there. So we'll see you a little bit later. We'll come on over and take a look at this broth. It's a beautiful color. I took all of the meat off the bones, discarded the aromatics. Look at this. And the broth is such a nice color. And it's really, really good, very flavorful. A little bit of that barbecue sauce from the chicken really, really helped. So now what we're going to do here, getting ready for lunch tomorrow, I'm just making this soup up tonight, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator so we can reheat it for lunch tomorrow. I brought with me some dehydrated veggies. This is onions, carrots, and celery. So I'm going to turn it back on again. Let's see.
Here we go, we got it.
Okay. And in goes the soup mix. So those will rehydrate. Once these have rehydrated and it's nice and boiling, then I will add about half of this package of pasta. And once it is done, then we will take it off the heat and put it in a jar, put it in the refrigerator after it has cooled, and it will be all ready for lunch tomorrow. So we'll bring you back when the soup is done. Well, here we are for our last of the 3 meals for our 3-day chicken. Here is the soup. It's been in the refrigerator. It made a quart and a pint, 6 cups, and there's the wind. And it looks really, really good. It is good. You can see that the veggies have completely rehydrated, pieces of carrot, celery, and onion there, and then the little round pasta. So this will make a delicious lunch for us in just a few minutes. Obviously, with this wind, we're going to be eating inside the trailer. But the trailer is darker and it's easier to photograph out here. So just to review, a 3-day chicken for camping starts with a roasted or rotisserie chicken that you can either cook at camp or you can bring already done from home, or a rotisserie chicken from Costco. So for dinner on the first night, we had the drumstick and the thigh on each plate, along with a couple of salads and some fruit. What else did we have?
That was a long time ago, I don't remember.
I know, but it was a great meal. And then the next morning, after the chicken carcass had been in the refrigerator all night, we took the carcass apart, salvaged the breast meat, and then put all of the bones and chicken and the rest of any meat in a pot for soup. And with the breast, we made a delicious chicken salad that we had for lunch that day. And then we turned the broth from the chicken leavings into this soup. So all in all, it's quite an easy process, and especially if you bring things from home that are already prepared to work with. Like I brought the soup mix of the celery, onions, and carrots. So I hope this is useful for you, and I hope that you try this out. It's even good for a meal at home as well. So thank you so much for being with us on our trail food journey with this chicken today, and we will see you again very soon. We appreciate your support very, very much, and hope you're spreading the word to others who are interested in having good, nutritious food, a lot of it homemade rather than store-bought, on the trail. So we'll see you soon out there.